Hi, my name's Heidi Drieschner and I'm one of the faculty members at the Diploma of Energy Healing here at Awareness Institute. And today I'm going to talk to you a bit about our Energy Healing Diploma, and we're going to share like a bit of a sensing exercise about energy. So I guess when we start thinking about energy, the first thing that comes to my mind is, the old Einstein E=mc squared. And I don't know if you were anything like I was when I was in science, but I kind of mucked around at the back of the room and didn't really pay much attention to what that concept was actually about. And now that we kind of look into it in terms of energy, really all it breaks down into is that energy is just matter, and it vibrates at different rates. And that even when the vibration changes, the energy doesn't change itself. It's still there, it's just changed its form. So in terms of like our physical body, like most of us are comfortable with the idea that we have energy circulating around our physical body. We think about nervous impulses and electrical firing and all that sort of stuff. But what we can also start thinking about is that we have an energy system that supports this physical body, and that's in our subtle energy fields which surround us. And so when we're thinking about these subtle bodies, we're thinking about the meridian system, we're thinking about the auric field, we're thinking about the chakras. And so what we can do is we can work with the energy of the subtle energy fields around us to support our physical body. So it's just like, with our physical body, we have like food and air that nourishes us. We also have that within our subtle bodies, and they support the physical body so that we can go in and out of balance depending on what's going on in our lives and the stress that we might be encountering. So with the knowledge and understanding that we have these etheric subtle bodies around us, we actually have the sense that we can do something about it when we go out of balance. So sometimes we talk about the ideas of, we don't have any energy, or, if we've kind of been overdoing it or not sleeping or anything like that. And sometimes we might also describe people around us as draining us. And, why is it that sometimes we feel really like down and out after we've been hanging around a certain person for a while? And what does that mean? In terms of energy and vibration, I think of them along the same lines. So energy is vibration, and we either have energy in our lives that is supportive of us, or we have energy that drains us and kind of takes away from our energy. And when that happens, we can feel like a bit fatigued and a bit lacking. And so everything in our life, in our environment, reflects this state of vibration. And so our physical environment, when we look around us and we look at what we have at work and the stress that we're going through, our friends, our family, anything in our external environment, down to the food that we eat and the air that we breathe, impacts on the state of our energy and how that flows around the body. And so when we think about that, we've also got to think about our internal environment. So that's basically how we feel about ourselves, our internal state. So we start thinking about what are the thoughts that are going on for me inside? What do I keep repeating to myself over and over again? And how do I actually feel about myself? And that can impact on us just as much as what the energy around us can. So what do we do about it? So our energy changes constantly in our lives depending on what's happening for us. And so when we have a sense of understanding that this happens, then we can start to become a little bit more empowered about how we feel about the circumstances in our life and how we actually react to the stress that we're going through. So with the understanding that if we can support our energy field, we can allow our lives to just flow a little more easier and allow that to kind of guide us within our personal daily lives. So I'd like to share with you a practical exercise which is designed to to demonstrate how the energy works, and it's best if we can feel it for ourselves. So what I'm going to get you to do is, if you just kind of start with rubbing your hands together for a few seconds, like starting a fire, and when you feel like you've got a bit of a charge going on, then just kind of slowly bring your hands outwards. And when you start to come in, really just notice what you're sensing. And so as you get closer to your hands, you might notice there's a bit of heat, a bit of friction. You might feel a bit of a charge. Some people describe it like it's almost like a ball that repels your hands outwards. So this is like the energy that we're sensing, and this is just a simple exercise that we can use to actually start to feel what it's like to sense energy. And this is on our palm chakras. So these are the chakras here that we use when we're healing. And you might notice all sorts of different sensations depending on how you sense energy. So you might notice there's warmth, you might notice a bit of coolness. It just might feel like there's a little bit of pressure there. So that's how you sense energy. And the more you practice, the easier it will become. So when we start doing the energy healing, if you're interested in learning how to work with energy and how to sense it a bit better, then we do all sorts of practical exercises that help you develop this ability. So what's in our diploma of energy healing? What we have going alongside each other is there's a couple of streams which are like mini certificates, which are an introduction into transformative meditation, and we also have a certificate in intuitive awareness. So the idea behind this is that it's really so important to develop a sense of stillness within our own personal practice, and so that we feel like we're more enabled to just really sit with the information that's coming through, so that once we start developing the intuition, then there's actually space for it to just drop in, and it feels a lot easier and smoother, and it also helps us deal with the stresses in our life. And so the certificate in intuitive awareness covers things to do with our chakras, our understanding of how our subtle energy works. And the idea of it is that you work on your intuition through a personal development and exploration of the chakras. So we learn to identify where we might be going out of balance so we can actually do something about it. And we also learn all about the chakras and what the developmental lessons are involved in that. And we get a better understanding as to how we relate to things in our lives and the people around us. And we start to really notice patterns going on for us. So in other parts of the intuitive awareness stream, we also concentrate on, where our energy is going, what we're doing to stem our energy leaks if we feel like our energy is kind of being depleted, so that we can feel like we have more sense of control over what's happening within our energy system. And we also look at the mind-body connection. So everything's connected, and with the understanding that we can actually do something with it once something is conscious within our awareness. And when we learn further into intuitive awareness, when we do further terms, then we're looking at more developing our conscious connection to our higher guidance. So that might be our spirit guides, our angelic realm, and just like really feeling like we've got that sense of connection with our higher self, which is like the wisest form of our self and our understanding, and we can really draw upon those gifts. And the last term really deals with our ability to manifest what we want in our lives, so how we connect with everybody and the power of ritual and intention. So if you don't know where to start, one of these certificates in either meditation, the Transformative Meditation Facilitator Certificate, or the certificate in intuitive awareness might be what you're after. And the great thing is that once you've completed these certificates, they can count towards the Diploma of Energy Healing if you feel like you're drawn to that area and you want to explore the area a bit further. So when I'm asked about what's different about our Diploma of Energy Healing, one of the first things that comes to mind that it's really a comprehensive practitioner program. And part of that we see is our responsibility in having regular mentoring sessions with the students. And this is done right from the beginning of the course. So the idea is that when we do this sort of course, it can be really transformative and really it can trigger us in some ways. And what happens is that if we're able to work on our own stuff as it comes up, as we go along, then we're going to be better practitioners and we're going to be able to actually hold the space for someone else that's going through what we might have been through ourselves. The idea of this is that we're supporting the change that the students are going through from the very beginning of their studies. And the other thing that we include in the Diploma of Energy Healing is there's lots of practical aspects to it. And the reason that we put this in is we don't want to kind of just lump people into doing clinic without any kind of preparation or understanding of the fundamentals of energy. And so by teaching all about sensing energy and giving them plenty of practical opportunities from the very beginning, then they're more likely to go out there and feel really confident and really solid in their foundation and what they know about the course. And then they can go in there feeling like they've just got everything that they need in order to be an effective practitioner. So the other thing I think that is really great about our program is that all of our lecturers are very experienced in what they do. We've all been through this personal self-development, we've all been through this spiritual awakening almost, and we know what it's like to actually go through this period of change, and we're here to support you along the way. So when we talk about what's included within our Diploma of Energy Healing, I kind of think it's what haven't we included? Energy healing is such a broad term and it can refer to a whole lot of things. And the way that we've included everything essentially that we feel like is important for you. So we've got the meditation, we've got intuition, learning how to connect to your guidance and really strengthen and hone that ability to easily just intuit what information needs to come through for your clients. We also have crystal healing that you learn about. You learn really about how to hold the space for the client with soul-centered communication skills, and you learn about healing essences and Reiki, and there's just so much that's kind of, put into this course to make you really feel like you've got a really broad range of skill set, and that's only going to help you as a practitioner. Sometimes you may come into this being really interested in energy and maybe you're not necessarily sure if you want to even take this to the next level and be a practitioner one day. I certainly didn't know that I was going to end up even practicing when I started, and you just never know where it takes you. So I guess the thing that's important here is if you really feel this inner calling and this sense that you want to explore energy, what it is, what it feels like and how to connect to it easily, I definitely recommend that you give it a try so that you just see where it takes you, see where your intuition and your heart takes you. What I love about this course is really sharing all the wisdom and the knowledge and my eternal sense of being a student that I have gleaned over the years in my various professional trainings. So I like to bring to my courses a flavour of everything I've ever done really, which is energy healing and Reiki and reflexology and astrology and channeling and mediumship and kinesiology. And I like to kind of really throw in there different concepts for people so that they can really find their own truth as to what resonates with them. And the great thing is the students get to benefit from this continuous development and it just never stops. Past lives is another one that I'm really passionate about. And the other beautiful thing I love about this college and this course in particular is that the person that walks in the door is not the same person that leaves. There's so much change that goes on as a result of studying this type of program, that you can't help but make these profound changes inside. And so the people that I see that have come into this course, they leave feeling more confident, they feel more ready to just engage in the world of energy work, and they're really excited and you can really feel the passion. And the fantastic thing about doing this type of work is you just foster this sense of real connection with everyone that you study with, and they really develop this strong bond, which is really lovely to see, and it's very supportive. So we provide this strong, safe environment so that you can explore what you need to do professionally. This course nurtures the soul, so you grow consciously in a supportive and safe environment. How do I know if this course is right for me? Well, for some of you, you may feel a calling. You may just know straight away that this is the right thing for you. For others, it might be just a gentle exploration of a couple of our courses and just see what resonates with you. Either way is absolutely fine. It's what you're drawn to that is the most important thing here. So I would really encourage you to just, feel your heart and really listen to it. And if this feels like something that you might be interested in, even if it's just exploration at this stage, it's absolutely fine. We're here to support you on your journey. The Diploma of Energy Healing is fully recognised by the International Energy Healing Association and also the International Institute of Complementary Therapists. And what that means for you is that it's like a level of proficiency within this field, so that people know that they can trust that you've had a really good qualification and education and are ready to go out there and practice in the world. And it also gives you access to things like professional indemnity insurance and public liability insurance, which you need when you're practicing energy healing.